So I am going to start adding color to my focal point. I have just a little bit more patterning to do on mine out here on the edges to fill in all of these little legs on my design, but we're gonna go ahead and demonstrate how to do the color. So you would finish your whole Zentangle first. I want you to go pick out a piece of colored construction paper before you begin adding color, because I want you to make sure that you are getting a marker that is the same color as your paper, and then you can add in other colors as well. So I'm kind of thinking of a color scheme when I do this. I'm gonna select all different shades of blue and green, which are both cool colors. And these will all be good options in adding color to my project. So any of these would work just fine for mine. You can pick whatever colors you want, but one of your marker colors should match your colored piece of paper. For right now, just stick your colored piece of paper in your white folder. You're not going to use it today. When you get ready to add color to your focal point is that very first shape that you traced when we started the project. So I'm going to show you two different methods that you could add color. And you can do both, or you can pick one. One way would be to just do what you know to do with markers, and that's just color it in normal, okay? I'm gonna do kind of a plaid pattern here. Okay, so just plain old normal coloring. Another option would be, and I'm gonna actually do, I think, two colors in this section. Actually, I'm gonna do this one like this because it will really match my paper. So I'm going to, this one has a lot of contrast in it, so not a lot of my color is gonna show up, but I'm gonna take my marker and I'm gonna go all the way around the outside edges of my shape. And because this is mostly all in the black, it's pretty forgiving. Only little bits of my color are gonna kind of peek out here, but I'm just kind of going all the way around the outside edges of that shape. And if you end up with a marker that's not working real well, this next method is a great way to kind of stretch that marker if it looks a little dry. So I went all the way around the inside edge of that little patterned area. And now I'm just gonna get a cup off the countertop and a little bit of water. There's some brushes with some yellow handles sitting out. And I'm just gonna touch a little bit of water in here. And that marker color should start to bleed out. Some colors bleed better than others, and it's going to be just kind of a soft watercolored effect that I want to paint all over the inside. I don't need a ton of water, just enough to dampen the paper, but you do need to touch into the marker part or it won't go, it won't do anything. I would go slowly and be careful. If it bleeds, it's really difficult to clean it up, so take your time. Can you see how that's just giving that a really soft blue color towards the middle? It's darker around the outside edges, kind of like an ombre effect. I'll do another one here in just a second because it's kind of hard to see on the dark background, but it kind of gave everything just this light wash of blue. Hopefully you can kind of see that. Okay, I'll wait for that to dry a second and then I'll do one other little section here. Actually, maybe we can go here and do this one. I'm gonna do it blue as well. And this one will be a little bit easier for you to see. So if I just kind of follow my outside edge, just do the arc with the blue. And then I'm gonna zoom in so you can see this a little bit better. Take my water, just touch it in there. I'll start to see it bleed out. And very carefully around that edge. If I just kind of don't fuss with it too much and let it go, it'll do its thing. Now, very important, if you're doing this water technique, I can't do any more right now because this is wet and this is wet, and it has to totally be dry before I do this section or either one of these or that one, because they're all touching something that's already wet. So we'll pause for a minute, let this dry, and then I'll come back and finish up.